Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! You guys are going to have to forgive me and give me a moment to catch my breath because you guys know who and what you love. So to catch you up to speed, it's really late here and I can't sleep. So what do I do when I can't sleep? I record a video about Descendants of Zombies with my thoughts in it to share with each and every one of you, who have forever and always believed in every video that I've ever uploaded having anything to do with Descendants of Zombies. You know, I never ever thought that I would be accepted by this niche, but you guys have embraced me with so much love and so much respect for every video that I've ever uploaded about Descendants of Zombies. I haven't even changed out of my Christmas sweater from that Christmas party I attended earlier this evening. But because moments like these are only ever meant to happen once in every lifetime, I think these moments should be celebrated and never ever forgotten. So I was listening to Freya Skye's Christmas song, Winter Dream. Of course, that was the prequel to the song Snow Angels. And it's a beautiful song. It's one of the catchiest Christmas songs that I've ever listened to in my life. Many of you probably remember me for being a DJ years ago, probably about 15 years ago, but we never had as catchy Christmas songs to play at all these Christmas parties that I would be called to DJ for. This is incredible. This is an incredible opportunity, and if you've never known anything about Freya Skye and Kylie Control ever before in your life, I think it's about time you became introduced to these personalities because they are beautiful. And there is never enough nice things that I can seem to say in a single conversation that we have about Kylie Control and Freya Skye all the time on this YouTube channel. So I'm going to do my best to show your favorite stars the justification and the respect they have forever and always deserved in every video that I ever upload on this YouTube channel, because that was the very first promise that I ever made to everybody who ever subscribed to this YouTube channel and took a chance on me when they probably never had to. I promised you that I would do the best reviews ever when it came to your favorite stars of Descendants of Zombies, because these franchises were franchises that you very quickly fell in love with almost instantly. And because of that, you guys have deserved the best reviews and the utmost respect, the highest amount of respect that could ever be shown to people like Kylie and Freya, who I got to tell you guys I love so much. And I really do believe that there is never enough time in any conversation that we ever have about Kylie Control and Freya Skye to show them so much respect, because they deserve even more respect than what we're showing them, because they have come such a far distance in such a short amount of time. And I've often reiterated how time is the most precious commodity. Why is that? Because we never know how much time we have. And I truly believe that it's about how we choose to spend the time that we are allocated, surrounding ourselves with more people that we love day after day, telling more people how we truly feel about them. We never seem to be given enough opportunities. So if Kylie Control is so appreciative of life, why can't we just allow her to be appreciative of life? I say this because there are far too many critics that never want to seem to give Kylie Control and Freya Skye much of a chance. But when you sit back and you really listen to these Christmas songs like Winter Dream by Freya Skye and Santa Tell Me by Kylie Control, and even some retro songs like 99, Goodie Bag, and Denim, which previously were dropped by Kylie Control, how can you not have the highest amount of respect for them and show them the respect that they deserve? I promise you guys, when it comes to the critics that have everything to do with Descendants of Zombies, that try to shut us out of our hopes and our dreams, that we will ride this out and we will see it through. Because I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that your favorite stars are showed the justification and the highest amount of respect ever possible shown for a celebrity, because this is really an incredible opportunity. I think that the more of a chance that we take on Descendants of Zombies and we show Descendants of Zombies because of events like the Worlds Collide Tour, this upcoming concert tour for Freya Skye, which she's really excited about, and every project that Kylie Control has forthcoming, like Descendants 5 with Wonderland, the rumors of Descendants 6 already in development over at Disney. I think that this is something really special that we are all going to be a part of. It's undeniably history. So because it's undeniably history, how can you not be appreciative of it? I think that people just say how they feel about Descendants of Zombies for the purpose of recording a reaction video, because they're probably watching Descendants of Zombies for the first time ever. They don't know the first thing about what it takes to be a Descendants of Zombies fan. So as a result of that, they can't show it the respect that it's forever and always deserved. Descendants of Zombies was a concept that I very quickly, almost instantly fell in love with, and I understood the concept of it, the true meaning behind the script of acceptance, and how one's friendship could see them through any circumstances they may have been faced with. And we got that from both Descendants of Zombies, because it just wasn't about two people falling in love with zombies. It was about a beautiful friendship that all began with the characters Zed and Edison, and then that was spun off into Victor and Nova's friendship, of course portrayed by Malachi Burton and Freya Skye, who are really destined for greatness. If you want to talk about a power couple in Disney's history, they are going to be a power couple in Disney's history, which is going to go on to achieve so much severity because they're so appreciative of every moment that they've ever had the honor to be a part of, kind of like these moments that I've been a part of with each and every one of you. I say this because I never knew how much acceptance I was going to receive by the Descendants of Zombies universe, but you guys have been incredibly supportive of every video that I've ever uploaded here from the very first time that you ever watched the Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs video on his YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for every bit of love that you've shown me from the very beginning. I say this because some of the very first subscribers that I ever put up on this YouTube channel and saw are still here. And this is coming from a guy who pretty much shoots videos out of his office and hopes for the best, because I never promote any video. I just throw them up on some social accounts that I have, and I don't put any specific amount of promotion behind these videos because I pretty much let the videos fare on their own. And with me, what you see is what you get. So this is my honest opinion about Descendants of Zombies. I think it is fabulous. I think it's extraordinary. And because it's fabulous and extraordinary, and there's so much to expect for a foreseeable future and so much to discuss, I'm excited to be a part of that conversation with each and every one of you. Because when I first heard the song Winter Dream by Freya Skye, I thought it was the catchiest Christmas song of this generation. And if I was still DJing at Christmas parties that I was always called up for in the 1990s and early thousands, this would be the first Christmas song on my Christmas playlist that would be a must for everybody to hear. And if I was still DJing at parties and special events, I think your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars would always be put on display, because we can never seem to show them enough credit where credit is due and enough respect where respect is deserved. Because if there were ever a group of cast members who deserve the spotlight more than ever before, it's got to be Kylie and it's got to be Freya, because in all honesty, guys, they have come such a long way in such a short amount of time. And I just wish more YouTubers would perceive it that way, because when you perceive it that way and you give more of a chance to Descendants of Zombies, only good things will arise from it. I think that people choose to criticize Descendants of Zombies because they never wanted to understand the concept of a day walker and a night walker and what the differentiality was between the two groups to begin with. Because it's a pretty dull kind of concept. A day walker is a vampire that exists in the daylight, and a vampire has always been what a vampire's been, a creature that walks and prowls in the nighttime. So I think that because they're so oblivious to this, apparently, it's just pretty much their way of throwing criticism towards something that never deserved criticism to begin with. And I may be perhaps saying that because I was always a fan of vampire TV shows dating back as far as Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the original TV series in 1997. I must say that Buffy's portrayal done by Sarah Michelle Gellar was beautifully done, and I loved everything about the Buffy the Vampire TV series. And I think that's what got it started for me back in the 1990s. I know how much of a fan Kylie Control was of the 1990s, but ever since I saw the pilot episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I'll never forget it. It was on a Friday night. I thought everything I saw on TV was real, so I was pretty much a loser. And I remember the pilot episode ending with the vampire lord jumping inside of this casket that Buffy had become confined in or trapped in by a group of vampires. I was like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden, To Be Continued came across my screen. And you had better believe that I tuned in the next week to find out if Buffy the Vampire Slayer had gotten herself out of that situation and or predicament. And then after that, I became a fan of Scooby-Doo, The Vampire Diaries many years later. And I've been hooked on vampire TV shows ever since. So because of that, I think that I've taken away from it a greater appreciation for how much of a history and how much of a lore actually exists behind the story of a vampire. Because in order to understand the story of a vampire, you've got to have a greater appreciation for it. And I don't think one really understands how many storylines can be created off of a concept that sometimes is felt inadequate to a lot of people who may have reviewed it when it comes to Descendants of Zombies. Because you think about a show like The Vampire Diaries and how many storylines were created off of it. We had marriages between cast members. We had so many changes in the plot and the direction from time to time and season to season. Oftentimes the story would shift in an entirely different direction when it came to the Salvatore brothers and their confliction over Elena, and then eventually Stefan developed an infatuation with, of course, Caroline, played by Candice Acula, who is one of my favorite actresses of all time. And this is why I can really understand and get people like Freya, Skye and how they really feel about a show like The Vampire Diaries, because I think these are TV shows that are often forgotten about and never shown the appreciation they have forever and always deserved. And I think this is why we've seen concepts like Descendants of Zombies introduced into the Disney universe, because 15 years ago, you probably never thought that something like this would have ever happened or came to be for Disney. But Disney has really come into an era where it's truly defined itself, and it's been able to separate itself from companies like Nickelodeon that's always been posing a constant threat to Disney's survival, because of course Nickelodeon's always had these really cool concepts, from SpongeBob SquarePants to Rugrats to Rocko's Modern Life to rebooting shows like iCarly, and reportedly iCarly movies beginning filming in 2026. So I think Disney's really been able to come into its own and put itself in a different category altogether, and it's because of what people like Freya, Skye and Kylie Cantrell are always offering to Disney. They're forever and always innovative. They're always finding out new and innovative ways to present themselves, and I think that as long as people continue to receive them and make them a dedicated part of their lives, I think they can really go the distance. But that goes without saying, the incredible amount of love and support that each and every one of us have had for Kylie Cantrell from the very beginning. I have never felt more honored to have had the honor and this distinction of having been your voice of Descendants of Zombies, because ever since becoming your voice of Descendants of Zombies, I have loved the opportunity to sit in front of this microphone and record and share my thoughts with so many wonderful people. You guys may keep me up all night recording videos about Descendants of Zombies because I can't sleep, and I'm probably going to have to drink a 1-liter eggnog before I finally conk out. But guys, seriously, thank you so much for all the love and support that you've shown every video that I've ever had the honor of uploading here on this YouTube channel, because your opinions have forever and always mattered when it comes to Descendants of Zombies, and that's what allowed me to really shut out and really ignore all these critics. Sometimes these critics really bother me with their opinions being shared about Kylie Cantrell and Freya, Skye, because their opinions have never really mattered to begin with. But I'm sure the die-hard fans of Kylie Cantrell and Freya, Skye can really relate to how I feel about how a critic may feel about them, because as a result of this, they're reduced to tears. They're afraid to watch themselves on YouTube because of how a critic may feel about a performance they may have given or an opinion they may have expressed. The reality of life is everybody is entitled to their opinion, and I've forever and always been an advocate for women's rights, so I've forever and always stood by, people like Kylie Cantrell for having an opinion, and I've forever and always found time in appreciating their opinion, and that's why people like Kylie Cantrell can never seem to find themselves in a successful relationship, because the guy that they're with can never seem to prioritize them and really understand them for being the person that they are. I think there has forever and always only been one you in this lifetime, and nobody will ever replace the person that you are. So if a guy can't see that and prioritize that over everything else happening in your life and their own life, then you're pretty much wasting your time, and you pretty much got to remove yourself from that situation. And thankfully, that's what Kylie Cantrell was able to do, and she's focusing on what matters now. And the one thing that I've always loved and appreciated about Kylie Cantrell and even Freya, Skye is I've always loved seeing them have fun. And the more of an opportunity that I have to take the chance on seeing them have fun, the more appreciative I am of these moments, because I've always forever believed that moments like these are only ever meant to happen once in every person's life. So because they're only ever meant to happen once, they are moments that should forever and always be cherished, because we never seem to know how much time we have, because the unfortunate thing about time is it never fails to run out. So because time always runs out, it's always about how we appreciate the time that we are allocated and how we spend that time that we are allocated. And to be honest with each and every one of you, if I could go back in time, if I myself were in possession of a pocket watch, I think I would go back in time just to experience this all over again, and probably at least half of the 1990s, just to see how cool the Backstreet Boys were from 1996 up until 2002 when they dropped the Black and Blue album, and they were at the heights of their popularity, and pretty much at that point they had gone there in the history for being the most revered and most popular boy band of all time, because I was a huge sucker for the Backstreet Boys. I was their biggest fan. I too was a big fan of Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Boy Meets World. Watching the TGI block on Friday nights was something I made a consistent habit of doing forever and always. So that's probably why I'm the most popular YouTuber in the world right now, along with having created the most Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel in the world, along with your guys' love and support, because you guys help me create something special for every fan of Descendants of Zombies, and that's the one thing that I've never ever wanted anybody to ever forget, because I'm so appreciative of every follower that I've ever had. And that really goes a long way and says a lot, because when you're appreciative of every follower that you've ever had, your YouTube channel can really stand the test of time and really go the distance, and it will never cease to amaze anybody or never fail to touch anybody's heart. And that's always what I wanted to do, is be remembered forever and always for having helped your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars carve their legacies and going down in history for being some of the greatest of all time. While I may never know if I myself will go down in history for being one of the greatest of all time, I know that I'm here to fulfill a purpose, and that purpose seems to have been to secure the legacies of your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, and that's all I've ever wanted to be a part of. I've had so much fun creating these videos. I have loved touching the hearts of so many wonderful fans of Descendants of Zombies, regardless if you watch these videos together with your friends as a family or you just watch these videos by yourself. Hopefully you will find something special in every video that I've ever uploaded, and you guys will love this YouTube channel because there is something here for everybody. I think that a YouTube creator really has to understand and appreciate his or her audience before they ever upload a video about Descendants of Zombies, along with understanding the product for its true value and its true worth. And that's all I've ever wanted to do. I've just wanted to be a hero for everybody, and I like to believe that some way or somehow we will ride out all the criticism and see it through for people like Clarke and Freya, Skye, because they deserve all the respect in the world. And I just wanted to be one of those guys that would give it to them and see them through and really allow them to find their place in the world, which they are constantly trying to do every single day. They have a lot of roadblocks in their way, but it doesn't mean they won't see it through, because from where I choose to look at it and from my perspective, you guys are the greatest fans in the world, and you guys really help a person make sense of their own life when they can never see what's coming in front of them. You guys have really become something special for Descendants of Zombies and really helped them create and be a part of something special. And I can never seem to thank you guys enough, because this YouTube channel, I can remember a time, when this YouTube channel had 5 subscribers, and that wasn't yesterday. And then 5 subscribers became 500, 500 became 1,000, and so on. You know the result. And it was because we came together, we shared in a passion, and we created something special for every fan of Descendants of Zombies, which is why I can go on for hours talking about Descendants of Zombies, and I can watch countless videos and hours upon hours of Descendants of Zombies footage, because this is what they were meant to do, and this is what we were meant to be a part of. We were meant to be a part of something special. We were destined to create and be a part of something special. For however long this is going to last, for the foreseeable future, I have always believed that these moments should be cherished and they should be celebrated. And I've just wanted to be a part of that with each and every one of you. And I have each and every one of you to thank for the profound success that this YouTube channel has seemed to garner, because this has become the most revered YouTube channel in the world for Descendants of Zombies fans. It's brought us that much closer together and made us the best of friends. It's helped us make sense of our own lives and things we could never seem to make sense of going on around us. And this is awesome. This is really incredible. Thank you guys so much from my heart to yours. So I'm looking forward to the holiday season with each and every one of you. One of the things I was looking forward to coming home and spending the holidays with my family was having the chance to sit in front of this camera, push record, and record my thoughts about Descendants of Zombies and spend the holidays with each and every one of you. I can't think of anything else better to do with my time. And I think because moments like these are only ever meant to happen once in every lifetime, we should celebrate these moments together. And we should honor people like Clarke and Freya, Skye, and give hope to people for that foreseeable future, because everybody deserves to believe in hope and believe in a second chance. So if you believe that Zombies 5 and Descendants 5 is coming between now and July 2026, and Zombies 5 we're looking at a release window as late up until 2028, even if that means that I will have to upload videos about Descendants of Zombies for the rest of my life and possibly apply for a job at Five Nights at Freddy's, which I thought was a fictional place forever and always for a video game. Little did I know it was a real place. So if I would even have a chance of becoming a full-time YouTube creator, that would be really cool if I could get 50,000 likes and 50,000 subscribers for every video that I've ever had the honor of uploading. That would be really awesome. Guys, thank you so much for all the love and support that you've shown every video that I've ever had the honor of uploading here on this YouTube channel, because your kindness really goes the distance and really goes further in this world than probably many of you perhaps realize, because I've been around for a very long time. I've been on YouTube for over 25 years. but having the honor and the distinction of having recorded hundreds of videos about Descendants of Zombies for this very powerful and very heartfelt and very dedicated niche has become the greatest honor of my life. And having the honor bestowed upon me to be your voice of Descendants of Zombies, leading you into that unforeseen and unforeseeable future, has become the greatest honor of my life, and an honor that I will never ever forget. I promise I will forever and always do right by you, and you guys will forever and always have me as that voice of Descendants of Zombies, helping you make sense of everything going on around you that relates to Descendants of Zombies. Thank you so much from my heart to yours for allowing me to have come into your life and been so proud to create all these wonderful videos for each and every one of you, because together we created something special for every fan of Descendants of Zombies. From wherever you are watching this video and wherever you hear my voice, thank you so much for having believed in Descendants of Zombies as much as what you have, and thank you so much for having watched this video. I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke. You have been watching the latest episode of Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs. Thank you so much for watching.